I actually visited one of my favorite places, 100 Famous Views of Edo, drawn by Hiroshige Ando, and what the scene is like now. The 037 tile Kilns and Hashiba Ferry on the Sumidagawa River is a picture of the Sumidagawa River bank around Hashiba to Chome, over the smoke of the Imado ware porcelain, the Hashiba Ferry, and the direction of the Sumidagawa Shrine. First of all, I tried to put a red gradation on the current Apple map from the viewpoint of this Hiroshige picture, so please check the location. The road that passes through this Hashiba Ferry has long been a road heading north. In the early Edo period, the former Ukiyo-e departed from the Honbashi, turned right at the end of Mitsukoshi, headed toward Sumida River, and when it reached Asakuzubashi, it went through Idodori to Kurame. After passing the famous Loche, Kamigata-dozu, join hands with Kannon at Kamiraman, turn right, turn left at the current Tobu Asakusa station, and go to the intersection of Koto-Abashi West. Continue straight ahead and you will see Matsukiyama Shoten on your left. After passing Imado and Hashiba, you will reach the current Shirahiwashi Nishijun. This is the place where it is said that there were about 50 Imado ware Kamado at that time. At that time, in front of Shiraichi Bridge, we crossed the opposite bank by boat from the bridge, and then headed north on the Ozutsume. After the Senju-Ohashi Bridge is built, the main street heading north will change to the current course that passes through Minami Senju Station, and will become the former Nikko-Keido. Even so, Hashiba Ferry will continue to be used as it is, and this area will be regarded as a fashionable place, and villas of daimyo and wealthy merchants will line up along the banks of the Sumida River, and famous restaurants will be built. Hiroshige has drawn pictures on this theme many times, perhaps because he liked the scenery very much. This time, I collected related ukiyo-e prints. Please take a closer look. First of all, please take a look at the panorama of Tohto Meisho-zue, a picture of passing the Sumida River which was introduced last time. The passing of Hashiba Ferry is the oldest passing in the Sumidagawa River, and it is said that Ariwara no Narihira of Ise Monogatari also crossed here. The city bird depicted here, that is, the black-headed gull, is clearly drawn with the song that thinks of Ariwara no Narihira's wife in the Ise story in mind. Hiroshige II is a famous place in the Tohto famous place and depicts Imado from a different angle. In the evening when plum blossoms bloom, a craftsman who is baking tiles is depicted with the Sumida River in the background. Along with the raft floating on the surface of the river, you can feel the time flowing very slowly at that time. His area is also depicted in Edo's Proud 36-ko, a collaboration between Toyokuni III and Hiroshige II. The picture on the left is almost the same as the composition of the first Hiroshige of 036, and the smoke of the Kamado is drawn outside the window where the woman turns around. The picture on the right is a view of the snowy landscape of Hashiba from the upstream, and Azuumabashi is drawn small in the distant view. It is a picture of Hashiba with the same snow scene drawn by the first and second generations. Hiroshige II, on the right, is the Sumidagawa 8 beauty spots, and depicts the snowy landscape that is steadily falling as a passage of Hashiba as seen from the Imado side. Sumidagawa Shrine is drawn on the left side of the distant view. On the left side, the first Hiroshige draws the snow scene of the same Hashiba over Imado Bridge, and Mount Sumidagawa Shrine is hidden by the red haze clouds at the top, but it is a quiet and beautiful snow scene. The first Hiroshige also depicts a cooking tea house called Yanagiya, which was on the way to Hashiba, even at the famous restaurant in Edo. Did you come here for sightseeing because it is a scenic place? You can hear the interaction between a parent and child playing with butterflies and two women. I feel that this picture, which is a photograph of the time, will take us to Hashiba at that time in an instant. Now, let's take a closer look at the actual Hiroshige picture from above. First of all, the smoke of the Kamado is rising in the sky at the top. There is a blue blur line at the bottom of the sky, which is a printing technique called shading blur that can only be seen in the first printing. Mount Tsukuba flows to the left of the middle row, and the Sumidagawa River flows from the right of the Sumidagawa River below it. On the right are the water god forest of Sumidagawa Shrine, the double cherry blossoms that decorate the Ozutsume, and several private houses in Sumida village. Two boats cross the historic ferry on the surface of the river. A swimming city bird is drawn on the lower river surface, and shading blur is also used for that part. In the lower left, two large Imado ware Kamado, which are the sources of smoke, are drawn. The blue gradation of the Sumida River is used very effectively. This is what Imado Shrine looks like now. Today, it is famous as the place of the end of Soji Okada, a priest at the end of the Edo period, but along with it, a monument and commentary version of the birthplace of Imado ware stand. The guardian dog pedestal beside this Imado ware monument is engraved with the names of 42 Imado ware potters when it was dedicated in 1752. At that time, we can see that there were so many Kamado around here. Imado ware mainly produced daily necessities, clay dolls, and roof tiles, and was a representative pottery of Edo. According to folklore, it was already burned around 1573. Since it was originally a town in Edo where there are many fires, it seems that the pottery pots that use fire were concentrated on the side of the Sumidagawa River. After that, due to the Great Kanto earthquake and the Great Tokyo air raid, the appearance of the town changed completely and moved to Sumida Ward and Katsushika Ward, but it seems that only one Kamado remains in Imado. I actually went to a place that became Hiroshige's point of view. However, I can only see Shiraichi Bridge to make me laugh. The transfer of Hashiba Ferry was a little before this, but with the completion of Shiraichi Bridge in 1915, the curtain was closed on its long history of more than 1,000 years. I tried to fit this picture into Hiroshige's picture. What do you think? There were about 28 representative crossings of the Sumidagawa River. Among them, this Hashiba Ferry was the oldest recorded ferry. In the Book of the Hakan in 835 during the Ritsuryo era, there is a book that says, Sumitu no Watashi. Hashiba Ferry has been loved for many years with many other names such as Shiraichi Ferry and Sumida Ferry, but now it has given its role to the iron bridge. I don't know if the reason is convenience or speed, which is now too obvious. The last ferry of the Sumidagawa River was Tsukuda, which was abolished in 1964, the year of the Tokyo Olympics, with the completion of Tsukuda Ohashi. The disappearance of this emotional means of transportation, which is called passing, seems to be symbolized by this rising smoke,